response on Wellington. Well, not a big response, but worthy of filming for a YouTube video. So stay tuned for that, because that'll be coming out in the next couple of hours. Just caught it on Wellington Road, which we're running parallel to right now. See, this is why I walk this stretch of road, because there's always some action going on. But yeah, stay tuned for that. It's Guelph Police, 2 Guelph Police SUVs responding. So that'll be coming out in the next couple hours, because I just caught it literally as I was starting the stream. So you shall be expecting that soon. Hey, Fire Photography, how's it going? I got kind of bored, so I did a stream, a quick walking stream, and I just got a big, well, not a big response, but a pretty good response on Wellington. So I dipped out and then dipped back in. Oh, I'm doing good. No complaints. No complaints. I'm not a big fan of this time of year, Christmas, but beyond that, I'm doing okay. But as you can see, we got quite the dumping of snow in Guelph over the last couple days, so it's all mostly melted on the sidewalks and asphalt, but it's sticking to the grass. I got 2 Guelph Police SUVs responding, so it was literally as I was starting the stream. I started a stream and then I saw a bunch of lights coming up Wellington, so I turned off the stream so I could film the response, and it was 2 Guelph Police SUVs responding. I don't know where they were going, and then I heard a bunch more sirens, so I waited for a minute to see if there would be anything else, and there was nothing. But two Explorers, so I was happy about that. Perfect timing, literally perfect timing. This is why I walk this stretch of road, Wellington, because there's so many responses on this street, so it's a really good place to catch something. If you're going to catch something, it's going to most likely be on this street, so it was perfect timing. No complaints. How has your emergency buffing been going? Because mine's been pretty slow up until today. So I feel like now with the shitty weather, it's kind of hard to get out, and for me at least, it's kind of hard to get out and film. And you know, I do shoveling, right? So I'm always getting called for shoveling or putting salt down or something, so don't have the time. Good, I've been trying to buff every weekend. Well, that's good. That's a good way to spend the weekend. I'd like to do that, but today I kind of woke up late and I ended up had to do some laundry and some other things, so I didn't have the time to go out today and buff, but I found some time, so I'm out now doing a stream, and I did luckily get something, so it worked out well. Hey, Ontario Fire Buff, welcome to the stream. Good to see you back. So yeah, this will just be a short stream, because I don't know how long my frickin' phone battery will hold up for, but I just wanted to check in and see how you guys were doing and talk with you guys. But yeah, I haven't been filming many response videos, so for those of you guys who like the responses, I apologize for the lack of response content. It's just been so hard to get stuff responding lately, so I've been kind of doing other videos to kind of compensate for that. And in the future, I'm gonna start doing more videos in different topics to compensate for the lack of responses. But yeah. Hey, welcome to the stream. Nilo G9X, or Nilo. We'll just call you Nilo. I think I pronounced that right. Welcome. But yeah, it's been a week or two since I last did a stream, so I figured I'd check in and try to keep it as consistent as possible. Actually, last month I got a lot of streams in, and the weather was actually pretty mild, so I was able to get lots of live streams in for last month. So this month is a little bit colder, so it's a little bit harder to stream with the cold weather. But yeah, tonight in Guelph is the Santa Claus parade, so I was gonna go to it. I had it all planned out with my friend, and we were gonna go and watch the parade, and then he canceled off on me, and then I got another offer, so I'm not gonna be going to the parade, unfortunately. But that would have been some good video content if I would have decided to go to the parade. But unfortunately, my friend flaked off on me and I got another offer, so yeah, how it goes sometimes. Hey, welcome to the stream. I can't see your Akhtar, is that right? You got a parade tomorrow. Whereabouts is your parade? Fire photography. St. Thomas was on November 22nd. I saw your video actually, Ontario Fire Buff and Fire Photography, of the St. Thomas parade, and it was quite good. I don't like the night parades though, to be honest, and ours is at night this year. For 40 years, Guelph had it during the day, but today, last 2 years, we've had it at night in the dark, so it's not as good. But yeah, oh well. Me and Fire Photography were across the street from, oh, were you really? Oh, how about that? Did you guys say hello to each other or no? Fingal is a day parade. Where is Fingal? Is that near St. Thomas? Is that like a small town? I used to like the day parades. Like, I prefer them over the night parades. The night parades are not as good for filming. Southwold. Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's not far from St. Thomas. I think I've been to that town. A couple years ago I was there. I remember one time I went to St. Thomas. The last time I was there, I was at the Chevy dealership in St. Thomas looking at a vehicle with a friend. And there was a freaking accident right at the corner, right at the intersection where the Chevy dealership is. And the St. Thomas police responded, the fire department responded. It was like a good response, but unfortunately, that was before I was filming emergency vehicles, so I didn't film it, obviously, but it was a good response. And that's back when they had the old FPIUs. Edward and First, I guess, yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but it was, if you know where the Chevy dealership is, it was right at that intersection. And that's where the accident was, so yeah, I'm not familiar with the roads in St. Thomas, but yeah, I think it was a rollover too, as I remember, and yeah, it was quite the response. But I would have loved to have filmed it, but I wasn't filming at that time. That was before this YouTube journey started, so. Oh yeah, tons of MVCs at that intersection. Oh, is there really? Well, it's certainly not safe out there. Even here in this neck of the woods, we get a lot of MVCs. Over on Wellington here, a lot of accidents happen. But there's a lot of accidents at that particular intersection. Huh. I tell you, people can't fucking drive. I was out yesterday on a drive with a friend of mine, and the amount of stupid drivers we came across was maddening. I tell you, I don't know how St. Thomas is, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to argue that Guelph has the worst drivers in all of Ontario. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I'm going to go ahead and call it. Guelph has the worst drivers in all of fucking Ontario. And I see it every day when I'm out. Yeah, it is cold. It's not as cold as it was yesterday or the day before, but it's still cold enough. So, it's winter time in Canada. So we're experiencing a little bit of, I'd say Brampton does. I heard that too. I had a friend who grew up in Brampton and he moved to Kitchener, and he told me that about Brampton, that the drivers were insane. So I don't know. I've never been to Brampton. Well, actually I have been to Brampton, but not in a long time. So I was in Mississauga there a couple weeks ago, and I was actually surprised at how good the drivers were there. In Mississauga, I was on Cawthra, which is a pretty busy road in Mississauga, if you guys know about Mississauga. And yeah, the drivers were actually really good. You know, there was no tailgaters, there was nobody pulling out when they weren't supposed to. You know, they were waiting for the pedestrians. They were really courteous over there in Mississauga, which I was surprised about, because the GTA is known for their shitty drivers. But Guelph, people here are fucking ignorant. They don't stop at stop signs. They don't wait for pedestrians. They don't look before they pull out onto a main road. I actually had a friend, we were going on a drive once, and he did that. He pulled out onto a main road without really paying attention, and he got smashed. We got smashed by a fucking 2500 Chevy pickup. And I never drove with him again, needless to say, but yeah, that scared the hell out of me. I still am traumatized from the accident. St. Thomas isn't too bad. Well, that's good. St. Thomas is, I guess, a little smaller too. You know, Guelph is getting big very quickly, and the roads are just not able to keep up. The infrastructure in general is just not able to keep up with all the traffic and people that we have coming to the city. So I think that's what it really boils down to with Guelph, is just the infrastructure is just not there, and the people just keep coming. So it's kind of a bad combination of circumstances. But yeah, I don't like driving. I had my beginners and I went out and practiced, and I didn't like it. Never could get comfortable. And I had a couple close calls when I drove, so I think that was a big part of the reason why I never got into driving. Not to mention I could never pay attention. I could never like, I was always distracted by something, or I don't know, I wasn't very good. So it wasn't my thing. I have a hard enough time walking. Put me in a fucking car. That's a whole other story. St. Thomas, population is increasing fast. Oh, is it? I could see that because you guys are close to London. You know, so we're kind of close to Toronto, so we get an influx of Torontonians. So, but yeah, I mean, actually my neighbor, two of my neighbors, they moved from Toronto to Guelph, and that was in the last few years, so I can only imagine how many more people are moving from Toronto to Guelph. Guelph is like a sleeper city for Toronto and Brampton and all them places. And in fact, my neighbor still works in Toronto, so he does the commute every day, which is, I mean, hey, good for him. I wouldn't want it, but he's happy. How many people does St. Thomas have? Do they have 50,000, or are they over that? I think Guelph, we're at 142 and rapidly growing. But yeah, look at all these pylons. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know what's going on here at the police station. I'd say 50,000 now. Okay. Well, I wish Guelph had 50,000 people, because the population we have it's booming, and it's, you know, with big populations comes problems. Every day in Guelph now I hear something about some crime or some break-in or some shit. There's always something going on in Guelph. The nighttime is when the craziness happens. So I don't know. I don't think big city life is the best, and I've lived in Guelph my whole life. Oh, special event. This is for the parade. They're cordoning off this road, I guess for the parade maybe, because there's all these pylons. So, but I know in Guelph we do have a bylaw. You can't park on the road, on certain roads, during this time of year, like the winter time, because of plowing. So I thought it might have been that, but no, it's for the parade. Yeah, so what are you guys' plans for Christmas? My plans are pretty simple. I'm just gonna have a small gathering, and I was gonna go on a trip, but that's not gonna happen. I was gonna go to Florida, but that's not happening now. So I'll be here for the winter months, which is better for me because I'll be able to do some more work shoveling if we get snow. So yeah. Guys going anywhere for Christmas or doing anything for Christmas? Hanging out with family, see if I can get some buffing in. Yeah, fair enough. Actually, Ben was down in Guelph there a couple days ago, and he messaged me. He said he's going to be in Guelph for the day. He said if he gets some time and we would go buffing together. Unfortunately, he didn't have the time, as it turned out, but that's a long way for him to come. I think he had some work here though, so that's why he was here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Christmas, so I'll be happy when it's over. I don't like buying gifts. I'm not a good gift giver. I always have a hard time finding good gifts for people, so yeah, that's my struggle. Oh, they got the old platoon chief at the fire hall. I don't know what's going on at the fire hall, but it must be for the parade. Well, old platoon chief, I haven't seen that thing in a while. And the Dodge. But yeah, actually the old grave truck that Guelph has will be in the parade. So I haven't seen that. I haven't never actually filmed that thing. So if I see it, I will definitely film it. But I've never actually filmed the old Seagrave. But it's like a 1934, or I don't know how old it is, but it's old. Pretty quiet day in Guelph. It's not much going on. I guess the weather's kind of keeping people in. It's getting cold out here now with the wind, so the wind makes it cold. Now we're back on Wellington. See if I get any responses. But I'm gonna probably end the stream soon, just because it's getting cold and I'm worried that my phone is gonna die soon. So I'll probably end it in the next couple minutes. Thomas has an old truck too. Yeah, I think I've seen that old truck. It looks good. I think pretty much every city has like one historical truck that they use for parades and public events. I know Kitchener does. I like Kitchener's old truck. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a nice looking truck. I don't even know what model it is, but it's a beautiful old truck. Our truck, our old Seagrave, it was originally Guelph's. Then it was sold to another department. And then the Guelph Firefighters Association bought the same truck back about 20 years ago, and they use it for parades. And there's another old Guelph fire truck that ended up going to Michigan, to a museum in Michigan. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. But anyway, guys, I'm probably gonna end the stream, get this phone out of the cold so it doesn't die on me. But for those of you who tuned in, thank you for joining, and be sure to check out some of my latest videos, and stay tuned for that police video, because that's coming up in the next couple hours. I'll have that posted, so stay tuned for that. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm going to be ending it. So I am in the province of Ontario in Canada. Anyway, thank you for joining the stream, guys. If you want to watch it later, you can, for those of you who are just tuning in. But yeah, thank you for joining, and thank you for watching my videos, and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, and stay tuned for that police video. Anyway, guys, take care. Have a good day. Bye, guys.